What's going on, guys? It's us, Two Up Podcast again. This is our banter session. This will be our second one. We'll have a movie will be coming out from this one.
Yep.
Today we're going to probably give you guys a generalized topic that we're going to talk about on these. We're not going to be on very long, probably.
No.
More about just talking and bullshitting. Today we're going to talk about, we were just talking right before we started filming about civilization games.
Yeah.
So we had an idea about, Anthony and Jared came up with an idea for a civilization game, so we decided to start recording now. We're still supposed to be 4 or 5 deep. Josh, Jared, Anthony.
Yep.
All right.
All right, perfect.
Okay, anyway.
So, you're playing.
So, last night, I bought the game for my girlfriend called Civilization 6. I've never played it before. Basically, if you haven't played Civilization, you get to pick which leader you want to pick and land in a little part of the country and try to make your, civilization huge, big, and fight other people and yada, yada, yada. Our idea was, why haven't they made a civilization that's Warhammer themed? Because Warhammer is his bag of bricks.
Yeah, that would be sick.
It would be cool.
Even if it's just small solar system, even if it's just you're in the Imperium.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome. It's like maybe orcs, Tyranids, who have you, what have you. Basically just what's the there's a game where you gotta play like a really crappy repairman. Like you're trying to save as much money as possible.
Yeah, I know.
So you're not trying to actually help your citizens. You're just trying to keep enough sacrifices basically going into the guard and enough psychers going into the golden throne.
To be honest with you, I don't know if you've ever played this game. It is very comparable to like Game of Thrones style. Kind of would be cool if they had a Warhammer skin for it or mod for it. It's called Massive Chalice.
Okay.
I know that sounds
Very dirty.
like there's some sexual innuendo in there. There's not. It's called Massive Chalice. The concept behind it is there's a massive chalice, and you are basically trying to protect it at all costs.
Okay.
So you start off with like one. It gives you like a continent essentially, and you have several different different houses.
Rick, we're doing something. Go.
But so you get this continent, and in each section of the continent has like its own country essentially, and you assign a male and a female.
Okay.
It's a turn-based game where you're actually in battle because you do fight these monsters they call like the darkness or something like that. But in the process of fighting, you take like a person who's like an archer, and you take somebody who's like a swordsman, and they can make I think they're called like cyberjacks.
Okay.
They use giant fucking rams. It's essentially their weapons. You can do that with multiple things. You can take him and then breed him to get them to start breeding into a line, and you can make better weapons. You also have like alchemists and shit like that. But the whole idea is to grow this army strong enough to defend the massive chalice from the darkness. I played one day. I probably played about 8 hours, and I did not like it. But I did play 8 hours.
I'm sorry, you just kept saying Massive Chalice and then Cyber Ram. Man, that just made me think of a porn starring Sean Bean as a cyborg fighting for a massive chalice.
But he doesn't live.
But he doesn't live, obviously. Well, that's always a cyborg. He died. And
He gets to die twice.
This is his loophole.
And he changed his name into Massive Chalice. That's his point.
But, yeah, really.
Sean Bean, use it if you want to.
It was funny because of this name. But it is a super sick game. It was on Games Pass like fucking 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I literally just keep carrying it.
Nothing wrong with that.
So it is a fun game. But like I said, you can do like games and stuff because you can also change the name of the cities.
Yeah.
Like each house, whatever, you can change what they are. And there's like 300 or 400 different houses.
Oh, okay.
They're not all of them. There's only like 8 different types of.
Right. They're not all at the same time.
Well, yeah. There's also that's not necessarily. There's like probably 10 different weapons, 10 different styles of fighting. Outside of like like if you get them to bring it into each other or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can choose different houses. They can have like the wolf head, and it can be like the House of Stark and stuff like that. You can actually do that. You change the name of each house.
That's
gonna
gonna
go
be
by this.
So you could actually probably do like a Warhammer Fantasy type.
Yeah, but you're not. The only problem with that is that you don't get to like choose armor for them to wear.
Ah,
So you're not going to get like.
Of course, the Total War games kind of already did that.
yeah.
But it's like I said, it's also turn style, like turn based. I know a lot of people don't like that. Whatever.
I love turn-based games.
I don't have an issue with it. And it's like you have to move, navigate around the map, and find enemies and stuff. Kill them. It's a fun game.
So I love Final Fantasy games, so turn based has been something I've played for years.
Apparently, there's a petition out to like do like the next like big remake for Final Fantasy
Yeah.
in the style of that Expedition 33
Oh, okay.
because the turn-based fighting on that is
It
phenomenal.
looks neat. I was watching somebody do parkour on that game last night on TikTok. It was really
I started playing it.
Yeah.
But I was actually trying to play it here a little bit,
Oh.
and then I just kept getting sidetracked. So
I understand.
it's very story-driven game.
I know a lot of people have recommended it. I did just buy it.
I have recommended it to you a couple times actually.
I think you have. Somebody else recommended it to me. I did just download. I just bought a WWE 2K25.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because Brian's been creating wrestlers and putting all these guys' shows and stuff.
Oh, neat.
So he's asked me to fuck it up. So I literally bought it just to create things to do.
I get
That's like right up your alley.
It is. I try to do that stuff all the time.
I just got Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I'm excited to play.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Assassin's Creed fan. I'm a big fan. The only one I've ever enjoyed is Origins.
Okay, Origins is good.
But it's one of those games like it's just like Resident I cannot stand the Resident Evil.
Okay.
If somebody's playing Resident Evil,
Oh, yeah, fun to watch.
I'll watch it. I'll
Oh.
watch the game play. I think the only Resident Evil I played was the one you had. 4.
Yeah.
But that's like.
But that was when they started transitioning over from horror to like actiony.
Yeah.
But then again, also I think when we started playing that was right after we played that one the children's version of it, which was the game Obscure.
Oh, Obscure, yeah.
That was
Obscure
actually
and Obscure too.
Because
Devs, whoever the hell you are that made those games, Obscure and Obscure 2, remake them. They were
very good.
freaking phenomenal.
Me and Anthony played it because I was over his house when we was at school. We played it and like it was so funny
Because
too.
Cody had them.
Yeah, because we played it and there's a spoiler if you haven't played it. After you beat the game, there's another mission after the thing.
Yeah.
So when Anthony had beat it, I stood up and we had been playing for so long, my legs were both asleep, and I fell. And then I fell for no reason because I had to get back down on the floor anyway because my side worked. So it was like,
Yeah, and we had just started talking about like games don't actually end because you can't reload after the credits. And it stopped, the credits stopped, and then it kicked us right back in the action.
Oh,
Because
It
we
was
beat
just-
that game in the night.
yeah,
Oh,
it was
wow.
a sick game.
It was we started when we woke up and then continued playing it till way past when we should have been asleep.
But it was a fun game.
So it
Very
was
fun.
like 4 or 5 a.m. before we actually went to bed. So I know my mom was pissed.
Yeah, it was a very fun game, especially because I fucking fell. I was like nearly as big as I am now, but I did make a very loud sound when I smashed into his fucking floor.
when you guys said Resident Evil for kids, I immediately thought Plants vs. Zombies. And I'm
I
like,
mean, you're not wrong there.
yeah, and I enjoyed that.
Have you ever played Obscure?
No.
You could probably look it up on YouTube. It's a good play.
Okay.
It was a fun game. I mean, it was like it's really weird too because it was kind of like not necessarily decision based, like
So it had a lot of like puzzle solving,
yeah.
but at the same time, it had that like clunky tape controls for like
Like, have you ever
Trying
played
to
Until
fight.
Dawn?
Yes.
It kind of gave off the same feelings like Until Dawn.
Okay.
It wasn't solely based on decisions.
Silent Hill.
Okay, yeah.
Like Silent Hill, like late game Silent Hill is the best to compare it to because you kind of have weapons. You start off with you're like either a jock, like the stoner,
Yeah.
the nerd. They all have their own unique like skills.
And then you also have to decide like, who gets what weapon, whatever.
Yeah.
You're good.
Good. Okay.
So, I mean, it was fun. You know, like explore rooms. Sometimes you can't explore a room at the same time. Like maybe if you can explore the rooms at the same time, I go one. You could. It really was one of the first games I played that had interaction with like the cars and stuff. Like you had to check the trunks of like police cars,
Yeah.
cars.
You couldn't just
other
pick.
way.
Oh, I'm gonna need it.
Okay, we were back. it's not going to look like there was a lot of time elapsed there.
But there was,
That's
because I have a teen daughter, and teen daughters have meltdowns.
no, but this is obscure.
Oh, I've seen that game before.
10 out of 10 on Steam. Mostly positive reviews. Overwhelmingly positive reviews.
Okay.
The second game is the one that we. I think because at the time, Cody had just got rid of the first one or the second.
Okay.
I don't know if we did play.
Yeah, we played the second one because they had the different outfits and stuff. And I remember that because the stoner dude had like the rainbow sleeved undershirt. And I just remember they didn't have that the first game because me and Cody played the hell out of the first one. And it's actually the game that got him into Sum 41.
Oh.
Because at the end, like, Sum 41 did the credit.
Scooby Doo got into Sum 41.
Really?
What's some Scooby Doo?
They did that song?
Fairly certain that Sum 41.
Huh.
It may not be.
I'm also debating on now buying the obscure games on Steam just because
Oh,
nostalgia.
I was talking about this. We decided to wait till we got back on.
Okay.
So the Master Chalice game also has the permanent. Also, the game takes place over like 1,000 years.
Okay.
So, like, when the people in the house, they'll die of old age.
Oh,
And
wow.
when they die of old age, you have to appoint a new person to become king of that place. And I've actually had a king be an infant because I was the last of the blood.
Oh,
Everyone
wow.
else died.
Oh, wow.
And then you have to choose the wife for the king.
Oh.
And sometimes they'll be infertile, and you have to take them out
Yeah.
because obviously they have kids that can't reproduce, they can't make blood like the gift. And it slows down your production when you're like whatever you're trying to do with the alchemist or whatever.
Oh.
It slows down your progress on that whatever so you can't produce the blood. So you have to it constantly move, pick, choose. That's why it takes so long. But I was telling Anthony, it's the first game I ever played. First game I ever played that permadeath was Europe. Which was it was fun. What's the fucking game? First game company. It's Com.
Capcom?
No.
Not Capcom. Sure. But you've got computers at our fingertips.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Try to think of what it is.
And I was wrong. That was Simple Plan that sang the song, not Sum 41.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's been a long day.
It's a band that's you.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, Simple Plan.
He started talking about how he loves permadeath. I told him he should play the Fire Emblem games
Oh, yeah.
because that's their big. Like the newer games don't automatically throw you into permadeath,
Yeah.
but you can play it classic. And because I was playing one of the original games, and I ended up surviving with just like 2 of the original party, and I think it was the 2 that you couldn't die.
Oh,
like,
wow.
or you lost.
Yeah, I grew up with the days of the NES and Sega when you had instead to restart the game, so.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean this is just like you keep
XCOM.
progressing. XCOM.
XCOM.
Okay.
Oh, I remember that.
So the Bureau
I
is
didn't know that.
the Bureau is XCOM's. They're classified. It's supposed to
Oh.
be the prequel to the whole.
Okay.
So I played it, and it had permanent.
Oh.
So you had like your people and everything. I just had permanent because I tried so hard. So there's an achievement to get no one to die.
Yeah.
And I tried so hard to keep everyone alive.
Huh.
And I did it to the final mission. I tried for like months and could not do the final mission. Could not do it. Didn't know it was the final mission. But I tried for so long. And then I said, fuck it. And I just sprinted to the end just so I could beat it. I sprinted to the end. My 2 guys died before they could get there.
Oh.
So right when I was boarding the ship, it made me choose 2 new people. So I said, whatever, we'll do it. I'll go back and do it again. And then whenever I chose the 2 new people, those 2 new people came in. And the game ended. And I was like, fuck, dude. If I would have just let them, if I wouldn't have killed them, I would have got the achievement today. I would have died.
Oh damn.
And I was like, damn, it's so fucking wild. And then didn't know this either. Once it finished, basically deletes your save.
Oh.
So I couldn't go back and redo the next mission. That last mission.
That's lame.
I'd have to start from the beginning.
Smart though.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, that's so second. So I was like, I don't know.
That's wicked.
It was sick though. Also, and it also
It
has
has the like XCOM has is big on the
third base.
the strategy
Strategy.
turn-based, like you.
Like
See,
you
I love
run,
games
hide,
like
shoot,
that.
hide, run, hide, shoot, run, hide,
Yeah,
shoot.
I played like the Warhammer Rogue Trader game is like that. There was another one that I played. It had like mutant, I think, something like that. I don't know. You had like animals containing, like not actual animals, but like they were mutated animals.
That's not what it's called.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't remember what it's called, but it is basically fucking like Warhammer. But yeah, it also, another thing had cool on it was your guy wore.
Year Zero Road to Eden.
No, but also on your guy wore a fedora.
Yeah.
And if you got shot, your guy fell, the fedora would fall off. You had to pick it up.
Oh, wow.
I like that. It's kind of like a Red Dead.
Yeah.
Like Arthur Morgan loses his hat. Either pick it up or I think it spawns back to your horse. Yeah. But I would always just pick up whoever I just killed's hat and just put it on my head. I just kind of collected like.
Well, his was like you're not supposed to have the hats at the very end. You're supposed to lose it at some point.
Yeah.
But like, I just kept picking it back up, and I just literally had it to the end. So like they're showing me with cutscenes without it on because you're not supposed to have it anymore. But I still have it. So it's just. But I literally went out of my way to go back into it.
Did you ever play Red Dead Undead Nightmare?
I played
a little bit.
I really enjoyed it.
I didn't play either of the Red Dead stories. I have a couple buddies have said it's one of the best stories I've ever played.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Especially 2. But
it was very good. I haven't finished it. I kind of got. But I played a little slow paced.
I played Red Dead Online. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I had some fond memories of Red Dead Online. Me and these guys were taking over a town.
Yeah.
They had real big bounties on them, and me and a bunch of dudes got on horses. I waited outside the town, and we ran in there to kill them all. Because they were bandits. We decided to band together to get them out of our town. I only really remember because somebody said they had a war song for us. They expected something super inspirational, and it was "I Like Big Butts."
No, that's an inspirational song, yeah.
But it was just funny because we were like, everybody's like, "Yeah, let's hear it," and else it's "I like big butts," and I was like, "Fuck it." It was fun.
You know what turn-based game has annoyed me in recent times?
What's that?
Baldur's Gate.
What?
I got my ass handed to me every time I played Baldur's Gate. I don't know if I just had the wrong team or whatnot, but I would get so far to the point where you have to go to that little bridge to get out of town. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you have to go down, there's those goblins you have to fight. I get stuck there every time. I never beat it past that point.
You didn't actually defend it.
Yeah, you can actually just bypass it completely.
Seriously? You can bypass it, or you can actually just, if you roll properly, you can intimidate. Yeah. No, I don't know. I guess, to be fair, when I was playing through it with me and my buddy both told each other we weren't going to tell each other what our characters were, and we were just going to see what they were when we got in there. We both made traps. And we both almost looked like our guys looked like brothers. Like we both made them the same character. And goblins don't like drow because drow are vicious creatures. They jump fun. So every time the goblins seen us, they pretty much count. So that's probably what we did.
I made a wizard.
Oh, I would just 100% just smoke the fuck out of it. Yeah. Like, I would either, because the first time I played through, I did the sneaky, I'm gonna stealth in and do it properly.
Yeah.
The second time I played through it, I'm just like, epic, everything dies, because I was doing the Dark Urge.
Okay.
And everything died because it's still a successful stealth mission if nobody is alive. That's so.
I mean, yeah.
I was a cleric because my buddy wanted to.
I was also a cleric when I did that.
My buddy was big on. He wanted to do damage, so I figured if he was doing damage, we weren't.
Yeah.
So I decided to be the cleric. But I later found out we got the clerics anyway. We could have used a cleric on our team, and then I was like, "Yes."
I did an oops all cleric team. Just respect everyone in the clerics. As soon as you get the spirit guardians, just make sure your constitution's up high enough to where you don't lose it. Just walk through.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see.
I just turned it into a meat grinder. It's great.
I've always wanted to see a campaign ran D&D with everybody as clerics and one guy being a rogue. Just because all of the clerics will be standing around the enemy, and since that enemy is engaged with every other teammate, the rogue constantly shooting with advantage, so he can constantly get sneak attack. So he's just sitting back doing a stupid amount of damage with the bow.
Okay.
And then everyone else, and if anybody gets low, they just start the healing train. Or all be paladins. Because then they all can lay on hands. They could literally just heal each other in a circle.
You're healed.
And you can literally touch me, and I can touch you. We can literally just all heal each other. And while we're all healing each other and keeping each other alive, the rogue is just sitting back and just picking this guy off because the guy can't. Also, and if you get the feat where you have Sentinel, so when he tries to move out to go fight the rogue because the rogue's in his image, house movement 0. So he's there.
Only one person can have Sentinel. If two people is engaged as Sentinel cancels each other out. It's basically to stop you from like, no, you don't move, no, you don't move, no, you don't move, no, you don't move.
I think I was just playing the game, so you guys are both playing now.
Yeah, no, it's you can play it theatrically.
Yeah.
Like I want this kind of party or whatever. Play on lower difficulty.
Okay.
I mean, you can, but I'm a bad habit of power gaming, especially when it's a single player game.
Okay.
I will power game the hell out. Like my guy might be a goofy character.
Yeah.
Everyone else is going to pick up my slack. Because that's just how I play. I play hard, play fast.
I was really into the Dresden Files series then, so I just made Harry Dresden as a wizard in the game, and it didn't work out.
This is actually if we do that when we do that TV campaign, I'll show you how powerful a player can be.
Okay.
Yeah, we do that D&D campaign. I'm going to be.
Because I love clerics because they're so underrated.
Yeah.
Like they're essential to a good party dynamic, but also, my God, can they put out scene damage?
Well, for the longest time, when I used to play in college, I'd play as a ranger. And I'd always have a pet falcon.
They're going to say a fucking Black Panther, and I'm like, okay, Drist.
No, I
love those books. Not saying anything to anyone who loves them, but I love those books. But I was 100% like, that was the first character I made after reading the first one. Because I'm like, it looks fun, and I'm like, I'm just cosplaying. I'd rather make an original character, so I had that character killed off.
I either played as a ranger with a falcon, so I could do like the Assassin's Creed bullshit, or I'd play a barbarian.
Barbarian's fun. I love playing a monk.
Okay.
I love a good multi too. One, probably next time I play Baldur's Gate, I want to make is basically like a berserker monk.
Okay.
Some of the skills won't work out with each other, but I just kind of like the idea of I'm going to punch you with my fist, but they're going to be real hard.
It's the Echo Knight, isn't it? Which one's like the one fucked up Pirates?
Oh, Eldritch Knight.
Eldritch Knight. And it was Echo.
I think I read some of the rules wrong, or they fixed them after the fact. Because I think I got it with it was when it was in the Unearthed Armada. I don't think I actually had the proper rules for it. Because my God, was that broken.
It was broken as fuck. It was actually not a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like if you said people
I think even currently a lot of people don't want you to play it because it's still kind of
you can
broken.
essentially get it to where you have like 3 clones of yourself.
Oh wow.
And all of them can attack just as hard as you can.
Oh wow.
And you as the main source can teleport to any life. So you can have all 3 of them fighting you and they're treated as separate entities. And you can all swing on the same turn. It's not like I elect for my clone to swing at you. We all 4 can swing on you at the same time.
They did fix that part.
Some
I do
Rick
know
and
that.
Morty bullshit.
Yeah, it was a lot of bullshit.
Because I picked it, I'm like, this looks like it'd be fun to play. And then, like, as I'm playing it, I'm like, oh my God, this is gross. Like, I eventually just had to give up on some of his abilities because it was absurd. Like, no one was getting turned.
I also really like the Totem of the Bear. It's Barbarian.
See, that's what I want to do. Totem of the Bear, Barbarian, which is a monk. Just, I'm going to beat the hell out of you, and I ain't going to feel nothing.
But you can also be that the Alistarian class, which is immune to psychic damage. And then you can have the Totem of the Bear. And when
So you're
you're
immune to
to
everything.
you resist the there's everything does half damage no matter what. There's nothing that you can do to stop you. Half damage.
I do think the only saving grace for the totem of the bear is the fact that you do not put up obscene numbers when you're fighting.
No.
Like you do kind of.
No, it's a
bare
defensive.
bones.
It's a defensive build.
Yeah, it's I'm tank.
Until-
I'm staying up front. You're not
Until you
getting
get to
away
that
from
point,
me.
and then you start just hard classing druid.
But that's when you pick up the bar fighter feat, just grapple them and just have your team beat the shit out of them.
Or like I said, that's when you start hard classing fucking druid. And then once you're in the druid, then you just turn into a bear.
Turn
It's
into a
totem
bear.
of the bear.
Then rage
Yeah.
and just bear hug.
Yeah, because then a certain level of
Just
druid,
squeeze their eyes
you can literally just use your spells as your enemy. And then technically rage spell, you're fucking rock solid.
By like level 2, if you circle, you're just a bear.
By a bear, that literally takes half damage to everything.
Yeah.
And then not only are you a bear, it takes half damage to everything. But
So
you
it
are,
kicks off at like level 5. So everyone's like, I got an extra attack. You're like, I don't die.
because in order for them to kill you, they have to kill the bear to 0. And then once they kill the bear to 0, you just come back to you.
Yeah, with however many hit points you have.
Oh wow.
So if you were full, let's say
Like,
you have
Druid's
100
the
health.
ultimate take.
Okay, let's say you have 100 health, and the bear you turn into has 150 health.
Yeah.
They have to go through the bear's 150 health to get to your 100 health.
Really?
And then once they get to your 100 health, you're like, I didn't want to be a bear again.
Okay.
Now you're back to being a bear with another 150 health.
I feel as though I shouldn't have been playing as the druid during Baldur's Gate. It's
I don't know how
my
you do
favorite.
Baldur's
Yes.
Gate. Can you?
My favorite thing to do, like playing tabletop, was if I was a druid, I didn't go with the obvious, the bear,
Yeah.
the wolf, or just spear 'em.
Yeah.
Fantasy
Works in
team
Game
turn
of
into a
Thrones.
bear, you gotta be a little bit higher level to turn into a bear because it's big.
It depending on what class you do. If you do Circle of the Moon, you can become a bear at like level 2
It's pretty wild.
because it's like double your class level or something like that.
It's pretty wild.
Or it's equal to your class level. The CR is equal to your class level. I love being the ward just because wars are fun.
Yeah.
They don't have a whole lot of health, but like just catch the pig, basically. Like we did one game. It was the only it was like the first online game that I played. We had like a bunch of new guys, a new DM. I was the only kind of vet there, and I'm like, I don't want to do cleric because someone else wanted to try their name with healer. But I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm just gonna make a bullshit character. So I did a half orc druid, and I had the wizard cast grease on me as the boar, and I'm just like trying to catch. At one point, I think I ran through fire because the way it was on, I think it was Roll20 we were playing on. I didn't understand what was on the map
Okay.
because my computer wouldn't let me zoom in on it. So I just saw specks. So I'm like, I just want to attack that guy. They're like, how do you want to go through it? Straight line, straight through. Are you sure? I know that means probably don't. But I'm like, I'm greased up in a pig. I'm fine. He was like, okay, you're turning into bacon, but you just score this dude, add another D6 fire. I'm like, sweet. I died the next round, but it was fun.
My first game I ever played on Roll20, I joined with these guys. I played, and I was still fairly new to D&D. I still technically still kind of new to it because not playing in a campaign that's lasted a super long time. I do know what I'm doing, but more than what I did at the start.
Right.
But so not as green, but still don't have a lot of experience. So I was like, well, I'm jumping into this campaign that's already started. So I'm going to choose a back character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I chose to be a rogue Kenku. Kenkus, I don't know if you know anything about Kenkus. Kenkus cannot, they're birds, they're raven folk, but they cannot speak. They can only mimic what you say. They cannot fly. And that's their two big things. They're cursed and they don't live there. But, so you can only repeat certain things. You can only repeat phrases you've heard.
Okay.
You can't just, they don't have the voice of the room. So what my favorite thing to do was in this campaign is I would legitimately, every time somebody would introduce themselves, we'll say, for example, if somebody walked up to this, "Hi, I'm Bruce." I would introduce myself to them in their exact voice and say, "Hi, I'm Bruce." And then after that, the next person that would walk up, I was like, "Hi, I'm Bruce." Before Bruce would say, "Hi, I'm Bruce." Now they think I'm Bruce and he's copying. And I would just keep doing it. And I did it every single time I met people. But it had a pretty tragic background. His name was Arnak, but it wasn't his name, it was his dad's name. There's a long story behind it. But I was learning things because I hadn't ever really learned anything because my character I came from a Kinku village. So none of them really could speak. They only heard bits and pieces. They don't have any phrases. So my guy knew terms for currency and then knew numbers up to 100. Was really all he had. So I was learning things on the fly. So when people were teaching me stuff, like they asked me if I eat chicken, and then they asked me if it was a racist question. So I would I'd go around all the time and ask, "Is that a racist question?" At one point, we seen a dragon, and I pointed into the sky and said, "I eat chicken." And I would refer to dragons as chickens all the time because they didn't know what a dragon is. So I would just call them chickens. And then they taught me the term. All right, somebody had walked into a doorway.
Yeah.
And checked the door, and they said, "The door's good, there's no traps." So they said, "It's good." So I learned the phrase, "It's good." So every time I'd walk into a door, remember, I don't know it's bad.
Yeah.
I just know it's good. So I'd walk into a door, and if I see like 6 enemies, I'm like, "All good." Because I don't know any better.
Yeah.
So my character literally almost led to my party being my first time. Because I walked into a room and said, I was the only one that I had very, very good perception. And I rolled, and I seen that we were surrounded by enemies. Nobody else in the room rolled high enough to see that we're surrounded by enemies, besides me. But there was no way for me to convey that message. So when they said, "What'd you see?" I said, "It's good." And then we proceeded to get assaulted and almost died. Everybody died but one person. He had enough. He had enough healing potions to get us all back up. I included him now. But he literally got us up, and then he's like, "Bad thing." My character repeated that. "Bad thing." I also would start every single fight with the screech of a banshee. Because we went against the banshee, and I was like, "Can I mimic the banshee?" And he said, "No." And I said, "But can I roll for you?" And he said, "Okay, if you roll a natural 20, I'll let you mimic the banshee's team. But you don't get the effects from the banshee's." Roll a natural 20. So every time we go into a battle, I would scream like a banshee and then run and hide. Because I was a rogue and I didn't want to be in the battle, so I would repeat, "Bad thing, screech, and run." At one point in that campaign, I had befriended a skeletal horse. I wore a necklace of fireball and had about 12 different fireball charges. I had gauntlets that gave me 20 strength. Didn't need them, but nobody else needed them either, so I wore them around. And I legitimately had an item that would allow me to fly. So I would often, and one of my favorite things I did in the entire campaign is we had well, it's not my favorite thing, he didn't die. But we had a fucking orc in our team. In orc's language, orcish, which remember, I can't talk.
Yeah.
They were talking shit to one another, so every time I came in contact with the orc, I would repeat what he said. Which would get us into a lot of shit. Because he was like, "You're a bitch" in orcish, and I was like, "Noted." So then every time I seen an orc, I addressed it like I was saying hello. I'm like, "You're a bitch." And then they would get pissed off. But I did walk into a room and said, "Bad guys." And then proceeded to run, and then the one guy who was right behind me got attacked, almost died, and fled for his life. And then someone followed him because they couldn't see me because I rolled high enough by hiding. So they didn't see me and they ran past me. We killed him in a room where no one knew he was, besides me.
So
I did let him die.
essentially, you were
I was
Mordecai from the regular show.
kind of. I was kind of more on the bad guy state, really.
Yeah.
But I did go into a tomb. I went into like a graveyard essentially and stole everything from a grave site. Walked away with all kinds of different items. I gave my team. Cool. It was my favorite character I think I've ever played because he was literally. It's really funny because if you're I talk a lot. Everybody knows me. I talk a lot. So I chose a character where I couldn't talk at all. So I just had to listen to people come up with really bad ideas. I couldn't tell them because no one had told me, say that's a bad idea. I knew to call a dragon a chicken. I didn't look at it and go, chicken? I eat chicken. I knew to do that. And I knew to say bad thing. I seen something that probably wasn't a good thing. And all three.
The last time I played as a ranger, but I was like a bad guy ranger.
Yeah.
And we kidnapped a member of the other team and tied them to the back of the horse. And they were the person who was like had planned this whole thing. So they just had their character tied to the back of the horse, and the entire game I just put cigars out on them. Like they kept rolling to get free, and it's never worked out. So they stayed strapped to my horse's ass for the entire game, getting cigar ash put out on me. Jesus,
Not very nice.
in my defense, I was invited to their D&D game, and they said there was going to be free pizza. I had to purchase the free pizza for the party because no one else in the room had it.
So they said there was free pizza. They just meant for them, not for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the comedian James Acaster?
No.
James Acaster has this really funny bit, very similar to that. He says he goes to a store and he gets a banana. Alright? And he's like, he goes to breakfast, whatever, he gets his banana, and he gets whatever, and he goes, she's like, so, huh? Yeah. She's like, oh. Or she's like, oh, bananas are free today. Cool. And he takes his banana, starts walking away, and he goes, but I fell for it because she goes, I said bananas are free. I didn't say which bananas. His banana, he's like, okay, which bananas are free? You know, he points to this one, it's black, real disgusting. Oh, yeah. He's like, fine, I'll just pay for the banana. She's like, too good for a free banana. Because first off, you don't believe you're too good for a free banana. And I don't know what you're too good for. And he goes, so I went ahead and I purchased this banana. He goes, now I'm going to have to open up the banana shop. All we sell is bananas. And he goes, eventually, he's like, I'm not going to get her there. Eventually, he's going to pique her curiosity. There's no way they don't sell bananas. He's like, she's going to show up. I'm going to tell her. All of bananas in this facility is free. He's like, of course she wouldn't fall for the trick. You get a free banana, which banana she's going to fall for that? That's her trick. He goes, I'm going to tell her all of the bananas are free. So when she gets a banana, he goes, leave. I'm going to go, I said all of the bananas are free. I never said they were free too. So that reminds me, that was free pizza. It's not to you. So he didn't lie.
Yeah, they did not lie.
It's free pizza to them.
Yeah.
Good play. I don't know if you ever do, if you're ever on Netflix, look up James Acaster.
Okay.
He's British. He's stupid.
I love a good British comedian.
He's so funny.
I just listened to the other night. He plays one of the characters on Ted Lasso. Look it up real quick because it's
The one
really
who plays Jamie and the one who plays
Roy Kent.
Roy Kent.
Yeah.
Roy Kent in Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah, with his stand-up
He
comedy.
reminds me a lot of Pew, to be honest.
Yeah,
There's a line in Ted Lasso where Roy Kent is talking to his girlfriend, and she's like, "What do I do if you get hit by a bus?" He goes, "Chase that bus down, beat that bus driver's ass."
Yeah.
And she's talking about like what happens, like where's your money go?
Yeah.
Well, where do I marry you? He's like, "You chase that bus driver down, and beat their ass." That's what she did.
His name is Brett Goldstein. He has a stand-up special on HBO Max right now. It is fucking hilarious.
He's really funny. He's really funny.
He discusses how in America you can't say the C word without possibly getting reported. But he's like, in England, it means something entirely different. That absolutely fucking loved it.
Castle. Okay. And
No, Carmi.
Carmine.
I feel like I
Should
should
get
say
deported.
Thinking of the same person you are when I said that. I don't know why I said that. No, but it is Ted Lasso is about soccer, so it's kind of sucks really. But
Well,
it is really fun.
Hey!
I didn't like soccer. I do like the TV show. I like the TV show. I watch probably.
How do you not like soccer?
I'm a soccer fan.
It's fun. You watch people run around for 90 minutes straight and see if they don't die.
That's watching like kids on playground.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really like watching kids on the playground.
I
It's
hope
probably a
you
good
don't
thing.
have children. I hope you're not rolling up the playgrounds on a random Tuesday.
It's just like soccer.
Look, what do you do? I got money. The kid in the blue shirt. That's my kid. So you got money on him too?
So who we betting against? It's like, which one's yours? Whichever one wins. I don't take winners around here, baby.
But which one's yours? Haven't decided yet.
Have you seen that guy through the Alex guy?
Oh my god. But yeah, Ted Lasso is amazing. Highly recommend it.
Ted Lasso is cool. Like I said, I don't like soccer. Soccer plays a big part of it.
Yeah.
Not a super.
No,
It's more like locker room.
Yeah. Legitimately,
okay.
that got me through the divorce stuff. Ted
locker
Lasso.
room.
Ted Lasso.
And,
It's really good.
Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, Jason Sudeikis.
Solid.
Yeah.
He's really funny.
You'll get so much wisdom from that show while laughing and crying at the same time. It's
Because
amazing.
there's a scene in it that's really funny. Like the dart scene. Really funny.
Barbecue songs.
Well, he's like sitting there playing dart. What happens is he becomes the head coach. He was a football coach, American football coach. And he goes over to England and he takes over he becomes head coach for a soccer team. There's nothing about soccer. He takes over. The lady got the team in the divorce because it was her husband's prized possession. She wanted it with her.
Okay.
She gets it. Well, the husband is like constantly like kind of being condescending to her, making her look and feel like a piece of shit. Ted Lasso kind of sees it. He's a good guy. He doesn't want that shit to happen. So he's like sitting there, and the guy's like, basically, he's like throwing darts or whatever, and the dude challenges him to like a darts game. Ted Lasso's like sitting there, and you see Ted, and he's like, I don't know what's the big deal about this. Is he throws it, and then the guy's like, all right, so challenge, and he's like, yeah, and everybody's kind of, oh, it's stupid. The guy pulls out custom darts.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh fuck, Ted's about to lose. And then Ted looks at it, and it's like, oh, just remember, left-handed. First one's left-handed, it's perfect bullseye.
Yep.
And you're like,
I think I've seen that clip, yeah.
and Ted Lasso plays, and like, dude, it's sick too. And that's like one good scene. There's multiple, dude.
Oh yeah, no,
And
solid
actually,
show.
it is really good too. It's not just funny either. It does give real good, like, it does show the breaking. You mean like, and it's not just all. It's got some parts where like it's self-reflection.
Yep.
Like,
It's good. It's good.
It is really good. I do like it.
Like, not like what Scrubs was.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, Roy Kent, you watch it with me.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Roy Kent's Roy Kent's kind of the guy who just walks around and says, fuck you.
Yeah.
He's like real stubborn.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like I said, his girlfriend Keely is like, what do I do if you get hit by a bus? Chase down the bus driver and beat his ass. Or he's like, no, he actually doesn't say beat his ass. He's what he says, chase that bus down and you avenge me, Keely. You avenge me. And I was like, it's so fucking funny.
My favorite line from that show is when Ted says, I love beating people's moms so I can see who fucked them up. Yeah. It's true. It's true. You meet somebody's mama, you know who screwed them up.
I think Jamie Tart did it stupid, but I do like the guy who plays Jamie Tart. I liked him in TV show What's Human?
Yeah.
Where he
I know what you're talking about.
he plays a vampire.
Oh yeah, which is like a vampire, a werewolf, and a ghost. Yeah.
Which version?
The British version. Kinda. No, it's the American.
Is it? I think it's the British
It is the American version.
I watched-
He's just British. He just has an American accent.
I
Because
watched
the
the one
girl.
where the dude from Star Wars Force Unleashed, the guy who played the main character in it.
Yeah.
That's the one I watched.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called. What's it called? Being Human.
Being human, yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, you guys look, I didn't actually look it up. I just saw
That
before I got there.
I didn't know there was two versions of it.
Yeah, there's British.
It's kind of like The Office.
Yeah.
The British version did not do well, but the American version was just lost.
Yeah, the
Oh,
British.
okay.
Flip that. The American version of the It Crowd was shite. The British version of the It Crowd was amazing.
Yeah, see, it says Being Human is based on the BBC
Also,
series of the same name. So this was the American version. This is the one. And it has 77% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I only knew it was American.
it's showing me both of them.
I only knew it was because
That
I didn't
is
watch this
the
one.
American version.
I watched this.
with these guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so the one with Josh, or with Sam Huntington. Yeah, this is the one. Which one you watched? I only remembered because I know he's a
I remember it being on what do you call it?
80,
Sci-fi.
like-
It was on Sci-Fi, and I always watch shit on Sci-Fi.
It's pretty good. I think I watched this entire series.
Honestly, I
It's
missed
like-
the Sci-Fi channel. Like, because I would just wake up and just put the Sci-Fi channel on and just watch that Sci-Fi channel and Spike.
I think that's like that right there is like my style of TV.
Okay.
It's like
Sam Witwer was in Rogue One. That dude who played Star Lord. That guy.
That's Jamie from Mission Gone.
yeah, you were literally just talking about that.
Yeah.
That's the guy you
I know
said
he was in
played
Rogue
that
One.
role.
And that's why I didn't know he was in Rogue One.
Oh.
I knew he was
Sam
in the the animated stuff.
yeah, he plays he's the vampire in the Being Human.
No. I just pulled up his filmography. I didn't realize he was in Rogue One.
Okay.
I knew
He's
he
also-
did stuff with the animated.
But he's also
The
He's-
Clone Wars.
he's also he's the guy who plays Jamie Target.
Yeah,
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Okay.
He's like a premier star actor.
Yeah.
He's the Roy Kent of that current time. Roy
Yeah.
Kent was supposed to be really good. It's just
He aged.
yeah, I like that guy. I think that guy's a good actor. So that's
Yeah.
I just didn't like. I don't really like his role as Jamie because Jamie just plays.
Yeah, Jamie's a douchebag.
But it's good. Yeah, it is really funny that he's a British actor who played in an American TV show that was better than the British version of the same TV show that he wasn't casted.
I'll say the best part of that show though is Coach Beard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is really funny.
I hope I age into Coach Beard. If I gotta go in,
He's so funny.
he makes a tea
Oh,
out of some
watch
weird
this.
mushrooms at some point and just gets high and goes to the city.
Sounds fun.
It is a good watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Highly recommend.
Okay.
Apple does great things with TV.
Apple really isn't bad for TV.
The Godzilla show is really good. Did you watch that one?
I did not. Severance is good. I don't know if you watched that.
I've been meaning to. It's on the list.
Severance is pretty good. It's kind of it's a very suspenseful TV show. If you lose your attention really easily with TV shows, that sucks. It's a great TV show to watch.
Okay.
But if you lose your attention with TV shows quickly, if they're like real stagnant, first like 4 episodes are pretty good. Or just kind of slow because it's a slow pace of the shows. I
Okay.
get that. It is. It's good. That's weird enough. That's me to the T. I can't watch The Boys.
I
watched.
can't. It's too boring for me.
I've watched The Boys a couple of times. Tried to. I've had a buddy who literally was just watch it. My manager's a big fan of it, but man, I can't. I don't know what it is. It just does not draw my attention.
See, the thing is, I loved The Boys. I've watched some of it. But, like, the one episode where the guy shrinks down and explodes in the guy's ass, I was like, I'm out. Peace.
That was weird.
Well,
Yeah.
I've kind of just decided to slowly power my way through it to finish it. Just because I made it
that
so far into it.
Homelander makes me so uncomfortable.
That's kind of the point of his character.
I
right?
know.
It really is.
It is, but it's cool.
But because it's
And
like, what do you do with What do you do to Superman? Basically.
It's also really hard for me to watch it now that every time I look at the Duty guy, I just picture Jack or just picture Dennis Quaid. Because that's his son.
For me,
I
it's
just see it and I'm like, it's because his name's Jack Quaid. That's his
Yeah.
son. It's actually his son.
Okay.
I just see it and I'm damn it, what the hell's Dennis Quaid doing on the screen? This makes
for
sense.
me, it's you know how Simon Pegg plays that in the show. They wrote that part. They like the comic that is Simon Pegg. So I just get really disappointed that I'm not watching Simon Pegg fight superheroes. It's like this
I
should
get it. Kind of like in The Last of Us, the character that is Ellie. In the TV show, her mom is actually the voice of Ellie from the video. Ashley Johnson is who voices Ellie.
Yeah.
And she's in the TV show as Ellie's mom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't watch the show.
I haven't either. I see that a lot of people aren't fans of the characters that they have played.
Yeah, no. But honestly, the show, like the first,
I did watch the first 2 episodes.
yeah, I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes. It's great.
I will say, I don't know. Have you guys watched? I think you mentioned it before. Have you guys watched the Fallout TV show?
I have. It's great.
Yeah. Have you watched all of it?
I haven't finished it.
Where are you at?
Episode 4.
Have you watched all of it?
Yes.
Because everybody told me to watch this show. I was like, dude, watch Fallout. Okay. Like, is it good? Like, yeah, we can finish it. No, 2 episodes deep. Every single person. Nobody had watched past episode 2, but for some reason they wanted me to watch past episode 2.
Yeah, I powered through the whole thing.
That's why it's funny because you said 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like, my brother's like, watch all this. I've watched some.
It's good. It has the Fallout humor.
And
That's
he's
how
like,
you enjoy it.
he's like episode 2. I will say that last year, I did find out that a Y Pit Boy is doing this. I didn't know.
Just the new
Really?
recently. Yeah.
Yeah,
The Fallout, yeah.
because I learned that he was doing that because your thumb could cover the mushroom tile in your farm.
Yeah.
I did not know. I was just thought it was like weak. But then I realized what I read something.
Have you watched all of it?
I've not watched any of it
You haven't watched that?
because
Should.
I didn't watch any of it because I was getting recommendations for people that only watched until episode 2.
By far,
Watch it. You'll like it.
I did watch all of Twisted Metal.
I
I
Fallout
never finished it.
and I didn't finish
That's
it.
decent. I like it.
I forget.
Samoa Joe
I-
played phenomenal.
I got pissed off at WWE canceled my subscription.
Yeah.
And so I didn't finish it because I didn't.
Oh, okay.
It was.
But I've got it back, so I need to finish
Yeah.
it.
It is.
I
It
just
is
can't
really
keep
fun.
forgetting that it's a TV show.
Yeah, I really like this. Aaron Mackey plays well in it.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe plays funny in it, but it's so funny because Samoa Joe doesn't say anything.
Yeah, he is not
He's just
the
the body.
voice.
Okay.
Uh,
100%. I will recommend. On Peacock,
Yeah.
there's a show called Irrational, and it is amazing. It has the guy who played the dad and the dad detective in The Flash.
Okay.
all the Iris West staff.
Yeah, that's Irish West End. He plays a psychologist that uses irrational psychology to like stop things and like how people think and everything. And it's honestly binge watch the crap out of the show. I watched the first season in like one day. It was that good.
Have you seen? Speaking of hearing something like that, have you seen Scotty from The Office?
Oh, I know you're talking about the.
Nah, I'm talking about the manager.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jim.
No, that's John Krasinski.
Yeah, John.
Krasinski. I'm talking about
Steve Carell.
Steve.
Yeah.
Carell. Have you seen the series TV show he's in?
No.
Where he's like a psychiatrist and a serial killer
I've
kidnaps
seen some
guys
stuff
in
on
another
TikTok.
basement and it's like talking to them.
Yeah.
My buddy watched some of it. He's really fucking good. He wouldn't give me any details on it. But I always forget that it exists and I really want to watch it.
I've seen some stuff on TikTok. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
See, what I want is fucking Prodigal Son to finish. Give me one
Okay.
more season to wrap it up. Prodigal Son was great. Season 3 kind of fell off a little bit, but that was because COVID pandemic.
You know what I wish? That they didn't fucking hire Peter Cabrini or whatever the fuck his name was to be doctor.
Ah,
Really. Yeah, that really ruined it. I was a big fan. I liked. I did not like Matt Smith first being real. Mainly it's because both of us have that extreme distaste for bacon.
David Tennant's still my favorite.
David Tennant. I have a friend who literally refuses to watch the episode where David Tennant dies. He believes there's an alternate parallel universe where David Tennant is not.
he does come back to the doctor.
For an episode.
No, like 2 or 3. Yeah, he's still technically alive now. He's
To
really.
be fair, at the end of his episode, he does make the clone version of himself go with
Yeah.
Rose.
The weird thing is, though, at the end of the new seasons, that means there's the Rose clone, and then there's the Doctor, who's now David Tennant, and then there's the Doctor. So there's 3 Doctors rolling around now.
That's how they reproduce.
Yeah.
Actually, that would be an interesting,
And
final season.
and there's the episode of Doctor Who with David Tennant where it's the Doctor's daughter, which is actually David Tennant's actual wife. So, yeah, that's his wife in real life. This is the girl who played.
I will say that the Doctor,
I
the
stopped
Doctors, there's a lot of things against the Doctor that is lots, like a lot of are here.
Yeah. Because it's Britain. They only have so many actors to work through.
Yes, it's
Tom Hardy needs to be the
Yeah, Henry Cavill.
Yes.
A buff doctor. That'd be nice. Speaking of Henry Cavill, I'm really mad he's not going to be part of The Witcher anymore, but I'm super excited for Highlander.
Yes.
That's the thing.
If it finally ever gets
Yeah.
shot,
Highlander,
because
or are we
now
talking
they're-
Braveheart?
not Braveheart, because now they're Amazon picked it up.
Yeah.
Have you?
Uh,
I think you watched.
But the Warhammer show did get greenlit.
Oh, good.
So,
Good. Well, I know Highlander got greenlit too. They're shooting it and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say it might start.
I don't know your take on this. I think I know your take on this. Did you see where they're supposed to be? They start. They take the greenlit to go for 13 Ghosts series.
Oh, I'd watch.
Really?
Like a series that's like there's supposed to be 13 episodes where they go into deep dives and explain why the ghosts are the ghosts.
No. I'd watch that shit.
All right. It's like an
I think
anthology.
I think it'd be also really cool if they let Matthew Lillard have a cameo.
Matthew Lillard's.
Did you see where Matthew
just
Lillard's
let
going
him
to be?
narrate.
Did you see where he's going to be? They put in Dead by Daylight. They just put
Oh,
Spring
yeah.
Trap in it. He actually is the voice for it.
That's those.
I like that.
He was really good in the 5 Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
He was really good.
It's a surprisingly good movie.
Yeah, no, stands up.
I
I didn't know anything about
think
it.
everything about 5 Nights
Oh, I
at
did
Freddy's,
too.
but
Yeah.
that was a really good movie.
Stand by.
I didn't know anything about Five Nights at Freddy's. Watched it. I thought it was pretty good.
I watched James play. Yeah, it was nice.
I'll let Gene Man play a few.
Yeah.
I watched Smosh.
Smosh Pits. I miss when they had like the video game stuff. Like, do you remember? Do you remember they had like Grand Theft Smosh, where it was they were all playing through like the Grand Theft Auto online? That was great.
They here lately they've been playing it's Five Nights at Freddy Into the Pit.
Yeah.
It's like a 2D it's kind of like a 2D side scroller ish.
Okay.
Or 3D side scroller, sorry. It's a 3D side scroller they've been playing, and they've put out two episodes of it already. That's pretty good. I like watching some stuff they do. They also play board games a lot. I really like playing board games, so I watch them.
Oh, I love playing.
I'm just disappointed to watch people play board games. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But is it?
We've got board games.
Yeah, it's solid. Like
We've got board games at my house.
Yeah.
I do.
We just the main thing is just learning the rules so
Yeah.
we can play.
I have that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm my stepsister and her boyfriend.
Yeah, that Dungeon Dwellers.
My brother sort of to play.
Or you get to play D&D characters they have assigned in there.
Okay.
Like, well, what is it? The Cthulhu Psychiatrist is my favorite one to play as.
Oh yeah.
Because one of the cards is let's talk about your
It's a TV show we watched. Really good. Watched a couple episodes here and there.
Well,
How Much Brothers Standard, man. That's a good show.
That is, I was not a huge fan of it. I watched. I when the episode comes on, I'll watch it.
I like the kids yelling at it. Like, we have been here for 8 years.
It's a lot like Modern Family. It's a great background TV show. They can just put it on and like it's just comforting. Like, oh, this is nice.
Who's your favorite female actor from Friends?
Friends. I like Phoebe. I don't know if Phoebe's the actual name. I like Phoebe. Lisa Kudrow.
Same. I like Phoebe. Phoebe's my favorite member of the Friends.
She's the most attractive.
Phoebe. Most
Female
attractive.
member of the Friends.
Yeah, the most female attractive.
Mine's also Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. Of course.
Who's your favorite villain?
Chandler.
Chandler?
Joey.
Yeah, I can see
I
that.
think I'm with Joey too. Matt LeBlanc is fucking sick.
Oh yeah, Matt LeBlanc.
Chandler's the
Yeah, that's my buddy this last night. So the reason I asked him, he said Jennifer Aniston. He said,
Honestly, Matt LeBlanc was the only reason the Top Gear like remake they made after they fired Jeremy Clarkson was good. I watched it for Matt LeBlanc. The rest of it, utter shit. But Matt LeBlanc was
Unfortunately,
okay.
Courtney Cox and Paige Schwimmer are the only two related in it. They're also the only two people who are
I hate Schwimmer so much. I don't know what it's even the new Goosebumps show, which I should enjoy because I love Goosebumps. He's in it. I have no desire to watch it because I don't want to see David Schwimmer.
he doesn't bring a lot of emotion to anything.
He's like the kid you'd want to shove in the locker in high school. Like I just do not want to hang out with.
Because even the scene that sticks out to me the most just from Friends is pivot.
Yeah.
Even then, like he's yelling, but he's not conveying any emotion.
Like
Yeah.
100%, you know he told on other kids once.
He was
For the fun.
He was
He
one
had
of
that
the-
personality.
the fact that they gave him a kid and no one else had a kid and he had a kid first was just kind of like really
But that's just kind of his.
yeah. I just thought it was like
Like what?
they
5
really-
marriages.
yes, they wanted to show him with emotion, and they still couldn't.
Well, because he was the dumbest smart person.
Yeah.
That was his whole shtick. He was like, I'm so smart, I'm an archaeologist. Dumbest socially.
Match him up. Who do you think goes with him? Who do you think was
the friends.
Yeah, like so you match a male and a female, male and a female, male and a female. Obviously, David Schwimmer or Ross and Courtney Cox, Monica could not be a couple. They were full blood.
I think Joey and Phoebe should have been.
Yes, Joey Phoebe.
Honestly, I think Courtney Cox and
Okay, so you both agreed that
Joey and Phoebe.
Joey and Phoebe.
Yeah.
So you're going Ross and Jennifer Aniston.
oh, Rachel.
No.
I mean,
That's your only other choices. Then you got
Ross should have not been a venue.
then you have
Let me pull up the cast. That's because I'm drawing blanks on.
And I
that's there's only 3 men, 3 women.
And I still stand by Courtney Cox and Chandler were actually a decent relationship because she was very neat freaky and he was kind of the opposite. They kind of balanced each other out. She made him better. He made her better.
Chandler being in Monica.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chandler and Monica together. David dies alone.
Yeah.
Jennifer gets with the really nice dude that she meets after.
I don't know. My thing is, I really thought a good couple was Phoebe Ross.
Yeah.
I really liked
yeah.
Phoebe Ross because Phoebe was very smart but very ditzy.
Yeah.
As Ross was very dumb but super smart.
Yeah.
And I
See, that's why I
thought
like
it was the
her
same
with Joey.
because she was way more street smart.
Because
Yeah,
Joey's
but
kind of dumb.
but you put
But-
dumb, kind of dumb and dumb. I think that
But
was
they made such a good.
Yeah.
those two. I'm pretty sure those two, if they were to breed, it created anything. They created that.
I don't know. Phoebe
was
was hot her own way too. So.
Oh, yeah, Phoebe was the hottest person in
I never
there.
said this people were ugly. I just said they're dumb.
Ross was ugly.
Ross was horrifying.
Yeah.
Well, there was
But
nothing.
we've seen in this world that just because you're an attractive female, you're not an ugly kid.
I mean, true.
Yeah.
He does have money.
He definitely has money.
Yeah,
And she's definitely a hippie.
He had a pet monkey.
He is a doctor.
Yeah.
He is a doctor. He's very much.
Yeah, Dr. Archaeology.
Yeah.
So he's technically a doctor, and she's a hippie. I think it's a great.
Yeah.
I think that's a terrible combo.
I think it's a good combo.
Didn't they make that? There's a show like that. It was called Dharma and Greg.
Yeah. They also had a show with Ross and fucking Jennifer Aniston. It was fucking Will and Grace.
Yeah.
Ross, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Ross is gay. I was just going under the implication that I said that putting them together, you were doing people that was just also in the TV show. You're like, I think the guy who worked in the cafe should be in a relationship before Ross.
Something. Yes.
Ross dies alone.
Yeah. You know what was upsetting? There was never a musical episode.
He swan dives off out of their window.
There's never a musical episode. Like every TV show in that time period had a musical episode. Scrubs had one. Buffy had one.
Here's the question.
That's because they wanted to center it on Ross.
Would
and Ross
you-
is not talented.
Would you rather?
Okay.
Would you rather have one? I know what Jared's. Jared's probably saying. Would you rather have one day randomly throughout your life, like each year, every year, one day randomly, where everybody starts song and dance? You don't get to choose the day. It doesn't matter if it's a bad day for you, and it starts. That's the whole day. Where everything pops in the musical, song and dance, or have very, very, very bad luck. 12 minutes.
I did musicals. I love musicals. I was in the musical in high
12
school.
hours total.
12 hours consecutive bad luck. And not sleeping. Have to be. It's 12 waking hours.
Just once. Period. Dot.
No, every year.
Oh no, song and dance.
I mean,
What if I said once every 2 years? Change. Bad luck for 12 hours once every 2 years. Or
What
song and
depends
dance
on,
every
like,
single year.
Bad luck. Like, is it?
Really,
I
really bad.
stub my toe, my car breaks down, I lose my job.
I would
like,
say to the extent
it's
of
your life.
losing your job.
Okay.
I would say
okay.
unfortunate things keep happening.
Okay, so
Questions.
unfortunate issues instead of
Not like life threatening, because that would be
Okay,
there would be no reason to choose life.
no life threatening or like seriously life altering.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like, like you stub your toe. You got to use your. We'll say like you got to turn your TV on. It blows up. Like not blows up. But
So
it
it's either
stops
12 hours bad luck every 2 years,
or a musical
for a full day.
for a full day. And at random, you don't get to choose.
I'm gonna go with the 12 hours bad luck because the full day musical would be live altering because I would just
I would go
because
musical.
I would go
I
so annoying.
would love it.
Yeah, no,
I would love it.
I already sing.
Actually,
and dance
no.
randomly.
Like if I want,
It would
imagine
be a day that I work.
for the musical.
Yeah, it could be.
No, it's any day. Can be.
Could be.
It's
Could
up to
be a
choice.
day you work.
Could be a day
For
off.
because I want someone to sing to me that they're angry because I cannot fill their oxycodone today because it's not due yet because they still have like 16 days left. I want them to sing the
I've always just like I've always wanted to be like just I can only imagine if I was in a bad mood, I didn't know anything about it, maybe I was in a bad mood.
Do I automatically or do I have to like put in the effort to do the song and dance or do I automatically do it?
You have to. You don't have to put in the effort, but you are. It happens. So you automatically do it, but you know you're doing it. So there's no way to like.
Okay, no, I like that because I don't want to have to try to think of like
I already
singing
Yeah,
response.
it's pretty much every time you go to do it, you're singing, but you're like, fuck.
Perfect.
Yeah, no,
But like my thing is like, I
See, I was thinking like I had to put in like choreography. And I'm like, I don't know these dances.
legitimately, I was sitting here thinking of lyrics. It's fine. No, no, no. Leave me alone. I can't feel your oxycodone.
something like that. Like I was always thinking like, what if you're in a real shit mood and you wake up, but then you get to work, your manager looks at you and he's like, a long face, and you're like, oh god, dude, it's the day. I'd be so pumped.
Like you don't hear, like you don't speak or anything.
Yeah.
You get up, you get to work, and it's just like, damn it. And they're like jazz dancing
And
through
they're like,
the
why the
doors.
long face? What happened last night? Oh, dude. Yep. That's today. I'd be so excited. I would be so
I mean, yes, would I have to walk over and get an energy drink and some Advil to deal with the day? Yes, but I'd be excited.
I'd be so excited. Do you know how many? I would
I'm getting
literally,
drunk.
I would literally seek out people to tell them bad news in song dance. I would find a way to where I could go work at a hospital and then just break bad news to people at song and dance and just
It's
so
like,
fun.
I'm sorry, you've got cancer.
Yeah, dude, you just
I
like
mean, I was going to go gonorrhea. That seems like a less of a thing to sing to somebody.
No, I'm
I'm
just
sorry,
thinking of
Mr.
work.
Johnson. You have gonorrhea in your Johnson.
yeah, dude, you just put it in there, dude. Like so filthy.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Johnson. Your husband didn't make it. She's like having a full blown meltdown.
She's like, oh, I can't live without you. And you're like,
It somehow goes into spirit maker.
yeah.
Congratulations on your new dead baby. Think of the fun
Jesus.
you'll save on cribs.
Jesus.
All you gotta do is buy a baby-shaped coffin.
Over here.
I'm also
On
sorry
this
your
note.
wife didn't make it.
That one's too much for me.
Just think of all the money I'll make when you take the clothes back.
Think of the life insurance policy, and you'll never have to
See?
hear her nag.
See?
I'm out of this one.
Yeah, that was the baby was a little fun.
We all know this is
But-
why we're going to hell. There's numerous other reasons we're going
But
to hell.
I always just thought about that. Dude, that'd be so sweet. Just randomly in my life. Just song.
Yes.
I wish I had a play guitar and just come back around, just strumming.
It'd be even better. You just need to learn how to play one song with guitar.
I know how to
That's
play the opening to
Dark
nothing.
Days, my old friend.
I just know how to play the opening to Nothing Else Matters. That's all I know. Dun, 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 dun.
Jesus.
That's all it is.
Mr. Sandman.
It's all open fret finger bullshit.
I would just love. I would love. For my days.
How
in
does we
Europe,
always
that's
end up
all.
talking about some like kind of musical? Because even like when we did the review for Troy, we talked about him just acapellaing "Rolling" by Limp Bizkit. So rolling in the Trojan horse,
Yeah,
right
you
there
get
to the top.
Well, I was in the theater musical group
You'd also
in
have to
high
have-
school, and I know you were in theater
Yes,
music in high school.
I was in.
I
musical.
was-
And I'm assuming
No, I was in second.
He was in second.
that still means you were at the musical
I was in it
help.
for the free food.
He was, and to
And to
get
hang
us
out
to
there.
where we can't do use power tools.
I was in it to hook up with a girl who was also in music.
No,
Wasn't
I
that
didn't have nefarious reasons. It just looked fun.
No, I had.
I also accidentally signed up for musical. I thought I was going for the set crew. Ended up going to tryouts instead. And then I'm like, okay, sure.
I
And
had
I loved it.
I accidentally signed up for soccer.
Apparently played soccer for a year. I don't remember.
I coached.
Or maybe I started to and decided I hated it.
I coached little league soccer, and I have no soccer experience. It was great.
I mean, I was a fat kid and involved a lot of running, and that was not a good.
They should have put you in a goal. That's fine.
I played football and ran track.
I do not have the reflexes for that.
You were a fat kid. Just stand.
I wasn't that fat. That was the problem. I was just fat enough to be a hindrance on the field, but that was it.
I was in music when I got casted. And then I just said,
I was a band geek.
so I think everybody got casted, so I was automatically casted.
No, you went with me because we both thought we were just signing up for sex group.
No, that by the first, because I did the second, which was the
You were the
Camp
first.
Rock.
Oh, okay, yeah, you were in the.
I was in the first one as well. Well, I was in the first one. I ended up not doing the second. I was in the first one technically because I had to walk on stage and moves.
Yeah.
Because that was like, no one else would walk out on stage. It's like, I don't even walk out there. I don't give a fuck. So I just walk out there and do shit.
Then third
And you
year,
have to have schools.
Yeah.
The
the
whole
third
day
year,
dedicated.
they made an entire because we did Susical.
Yeah.
Thing 1, thing 2 were not in it. They made a role for me. They made thing 1 for me. It also just kind of helped what I could roll out on set lists and stuff.
Yeah, I signed up to do our state fair.
Thing 1 and thing 2 were making out backstage too. So that was funny.
I was making out with my high school girlfriend, and somehow got it.
Take 2 months.
Yeah, we're not saying names.
Yeah, no, that's just
Okay.
Yeah, no, I did
We're
not
trying
say-
to be respectful, so we're not saying names.
Yeah,
I'll ask you. I'll ask you after.
otherwise,
Yes.
it would be TMZ Pike County podcast.
We do not want that.
Well, I don't know. I think people would think that. Like, did you guys go to school with this Pike County murder case? Yeah. See, there we go. We can talk about him. They made a podcast that made tons of money.
No, not the people that got murdered.
Well, that's what I meant. The people that got murdered.
He was like 2 grades underneath us, the Frankie one.
Well,
I only spoke to him like 4 times.
Anthony's used to murder victims being underneath. So that's.
I think that's the necrophilia.
That's what I was thinking too.
I got kicked out of class.
I'll go back over here.
I got kicked out of class in school for calling my teacher.
You did. I remember that.
Was she?
She claimed no.
That seems like a neat.
But she also said she didn't find dead bodies attractive. And I thought we shouldn't have to find them attractive. She says, and she did.
Yes, this happened.
I honestly, knowing you as little as I have now, I believe it entirely.
Yeah, that's a good moment.
Professor Xavier and the
I was
broken sword.
I was voted best hair.
I hit it against a tree and I snapped the handle. It was terrifying. I have to make a new handle.
That was something.
That is my favorite sword. Because I made it. Because I bought that blade and that handle, and I hammered them together and put a wooden peg through it and put it all together. And I made the leather part of it. But now the handle's broken, so I have to make a freaking other handle. And I'm very upset about that.
Well,
because I think, honestly, as much as I like the pew sticks, I think it'd be more threatening if my giant Irish hairy self came running out of my house with a sword if you're trying to break in there. I think it would have better work.
Depends on how skilled they are.
It's in the county we live in, let's be honest, there's not a lot of guns that could be breaking into your house. They're all crackheads or teenagers.
They've already sold their guns for drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I think we talk about guns in every episode.
Well, Anthony,
Somehow it always goes back to it.
well, yeah, because
The guns and music, hand in hand, do it love.
NRA, the musical. Just a bunch of old people dancing.
I like that idea.
Speaking of musicals,
Yeah.
pretty good.
God.
Oh yeah, no, love
Sweeney Todd, pretty good. I also like Crybaby, also with Johnny Depp in it.
Guys and Dolls with Sinatra and Ron
I've not
Brando.
seen that one. I've seen.
Amazing.
So I've not seen very many, but I've seen Sweeney Todd, Demon Barber Fleet Street. I've watched Crybaby. Watched obviously Grease.
Well, I'm saying Prince is good if you want to cry.
And Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
Really, that caught me off guard when I found out the Phantom was Gerard Butler.
Oh, have you guys seen Avenue Q? Everyone's a little bit racist sometimes.
What's the one with Will Ferrell?
Oh,
Where they're like trying to make the worst like musical because they're trying to scam money.
Step Brothers.
no. Wasn't that the producers?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like Bye Bye Birdie. Musical.
Wasn't bad. I mean, I watched that. That was one I've actually seen performed. It was pretty good.
Well, we watched it. I don't know if you were there that day. We actually watched the
Yeah, I was.
movie.
I enjoyed Wicked.
I didn't watch Wicked.
After
Ariana
watching
Grande
it,
looked really weird.
I would say I enjoyed the musical Wicked. I have not seen the movie. Because Ariana Grande makes me concerned that she's not eating. I want to like airmail her a hamburger just for her.
Yeah.
No,
Musicals are pretty cool.
Yeah, musicals are great. I loved the Buffy episode that was a musical.
An episode I really liked that was the musical was the Flash.
Oh, that was a good one, yeah.
Because that was
Especially-
Supergirl.
Yeah.
And they both actually were their previous roles they did before Supergirl and Flash were he was on Glee
Yeah.
and she was on another TV show that did a lot of stuff.
I think she was on Glee too.
Yeah, so
Yeah, she was in Glee in the
but it was really funny because they both had to do a singing
And-
episode and they both coded through this.
Weirdly, also that the guy who plays Detective West was in Rent. So there's a lot of musical powerhouses in that show. And granted, I love The Flash and I love The Green Arrow. Those shows like slap.
We get a lot of views, but it would be done.
Please don't stab me.
Let's get a lot of views, but then we'll be done.
Yeah. It'd be like that Power Ranger podcast where you stab his room. It was a podcast, but you know. You can do a podcast.
So he's in a better place than Tommy is.
Yeah, true. He's hanging out somewhere.
No, it's live.
Glad Anthony completely skipped over the fact that I made that joke, so we're good. Why is it whenever we do this we start making terrible jokes about dead celebrities?
It's off the cliffs, baby.
I guess so.
Gang.
It really blows my mind like Kurt Cobain, honestly, that we do this every time.
Right, you didn't jerk the thing out. He didn't shoot himself. That was good.
Well, yeah, obviously. She's
He
crazy.
shot himself with both of the barrels. A double barrel.
With enough heroin in the system to kill a horse.
Yeah.
At least he didn't. Hey, at least it's better than how John Lennon.
So yeah, he may not have felt that his walls did. Yeah, they were sealing for sure. And he went out the well, he didn't go out the same way, but Hunter S. Thompson went out that way.
Yeah.
Hunter S. Thompson shot himself in the head and just realized he was like, yeah, I'm not.
Isn't that how Hemingway went out too?
I know.
Hemingway shot himself.
Hunter S. Thompson went out because he
was dying.
he was dying, but he had nothing left to prove. He said his son was asking the question. He said, "Hey, are you going to give me something to drink?" And his son gave him some drink. And so they entered the kitchen.
Yeah, that 45, I thought. Yeah.
Hemingway used to shotgun.
I seen somebody was making like these like, custom cards. They had a 45 shell and this card. This card's like this thick.
Oh wow.
And it was it had a 45 shell in there, and it was a fucking Hunter S. Thompson. Wow, that's
Nice. That's dark. That's in
Fuck
the
no.
back country.
It's sick little. I mean, it's not like it's really good, but they had like a
He's
jet.
one of my favorite movies.
Had a jet with a.
I watched it twice and I can't tell you what it's about. Oh, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Like, it's honestly all I remember from it. Get out of here! It's back country. It's all I remember from it, and I've quoted it a lot.
Back country history.
I was always a little too high.
I watched Stone Cold Sober and I still couldn't figure it out. You know what movie I hate with a bloody searing passion? Donnie fucking Darko.
Never seen it.
I hate Donnie Darko
Actually.
so much. Like an irrational amount of anger.
The sequel to Donnie Darko is pretty good. Bubble Boy.
No, Bubble Boy was amazing, and I'll stand to that.
We'll look in your faces. What? I've never seen Donnie Darko.
Don't. I will die on that hill. Don't
I
watch
do
Donnie
know
Darko.
my buddy Jordan is named after a character from Donnie Darko. He's named after Jared Leto's character. It was Jordan. His name is Jordan.
Jared Leto was in that? No, I was like, wait, what? God, honestly, that movie's so bad, I can't exactly tell you what it's about because my brain, I've watched it twice, my brain has blocked it out. Every bit of it is blocked out. All I remember is the demon rabbit that turned out to be somebody who got murdered and an airplane engine fell out. That's all I remember.
Spoilers.
No, don't watch it. This is,
That's the next movie I'm gonna choose.
oh God.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to watch Bubble Boy.
An hour of Jared bitching would be the podcast. Do you want to hear an Irishman have a mental breakdown
I
on
can,
air?
honestly, 100% if you recommend that, I can imagine us both watching Donnie Darko and him just quoting Bubble Boy.
I would watch Bubble
Like, he's
Boy.
like, I came Bubble Boy dead. This is why.
Yeah.
The
No,
reason
you know
why.
what?
It's not Donnie Darko.
It's No, you know what I would do if we did Donnie Darko? I would talk in Taylor Swift lyrics the entire time because Jake Gyllenhaal's the one like that broke her heart and cheated on her, and so when she was like 18. So I would just talk in Taylor Swift lyrics the entire time, and then I'd have to Hunter S. Thompson myself after. But that's
Challenge accepted.
You two are
I want
taking
to see
the
if you can
grade.
do it.
I could. Let's be honest. I have some free time.
Think about this. I've never seen Donnie Darko.
Don't watch it.
So there's been someone wanted to watch.
Oh God, don't.
I mean, you gotta keep talking. I guess. I pause it.
No, I mean, I think we're coming to like a relative close.
Okay. We can go close enough.
Yeah,
right,
because you.
Yeah, well, as you can tell, we don't really have. We come into this with a topic and don't really stay on it.
Yeah.
So
Not at
we'll go back full circle. Civilization Island used to be the Zimbabwe's. They were pretty fun to play as because you got extra. Your soldiers would heal up at the end of the battle. So if you ever do play games,
Okay.
Zimbabwe army.
I played as the Norseman. I like the Norseman.
I was like the Gandhi just used the nukes first.
Yeah, pretty much you get
Right.
fucking nukes.
Hey, that's happening in India now.
But yeah,
Full circle.
so this whole podcast was about civilization.
Yeah.
And if you tell me it wasn't, I will call you a liar. And that was us. That's again,
Yep.
Josh, Jared, Anthony. We're to a podcast.
Yep.
Catch you guys next week.
Yep.